Hi, I forgot to unmute my mic. My little stinger transition is so cute. I am worried that the lag right now is just abominable. Can y'all hear me okay? Hi, Night Whisker. I can see it lagging on the screen, so I'm a little nervous. I love the new theme as well, I do. Why are there two... Hold on. Y'all see what I'm looking at? Okay, I don't know why there were two things there. It's so fucking cute. I love it. But instead of the overlays being GIFs like my old one, this one is videos. And so I am doing this stream partially because I really, really wanted to play Perfect Date. But also because I wanted to see if this new overlay is viable on my current setup. Because y'all can't see like what my CPU thing is right now, but it's high. Yes, Night Whisker has it exactly. It is higher than usual. And I haven't even booted up the game yet. So I'm very worried that my PC will not be able to handle the workload. If so, I will just change it back to my pink theme and rework it, see if I can convert the movies to GIFs, etc. But it is definitely more intense on the PC in a way that I did not recognize. Didn't occur to me that that would be the case, but here we are. I chose, you can see my shorts dry. I hate putting my clothes in the dryer because it always shrinks them. Oh my god! Hi, Kaden. I'm gonna swap to my desktop view so y'all can see this. This is so cute. I'm so little! I do have a bigger version as well. Hold on. I have your stream up on my new monitor and the video is huge. That's fucking thrilling. That's fucking thrilling, Kaya. Do y'all have a preference between the little desktop view or this one, the big one? Anyone have a preference? I wanna create a poll. I know the stinger is so fucking cute. We have new sub badges. We've got it all. Little one, big one. Okay, y'all, vote. Yeah, we have new sub badges. We have all kinds of shit. I love it. Yeah, you have the tiny little envelope. I moved the old sub badges over to be bits badges. Can I see the options? What do you mean? Oh, yes. So this is the big desktop view. And this is the little one. So I think it's cuter. It's more, themed. But I do also want y'all to be able to see everything. I didn't even realize that the little bar down there is moving. It's moving with me. How's the lag? Is it lagging at all for you guys? Okay, yeah, so the big one is winning for sure. So I will move it on over to that. I am so worried about my CPU percentage right now. Listen, I'm gonna try to stream the game. If it doesn't work with this theme, I'll swap it back to the other one so I can stream. Because I really, really want to be able to play Perfect Date today. I've been thinking about it nonstop for the past week and a half. This is very much a testing stream to a certain extent. This is my first time using the new theme. And this was also going to be my first time using OBS Studio rather than Streamlabs. But that super did not work. I clicked start streaming on OBS and it said to check my video drivers to make sure they're up to date. And like Streamlabs is streaming it just fine. So like, yeah, I should fucking think my video drivers are fine. So I don't know what that is, but I really wanted to stream. So I just swapped back for today and I'm going to have to figure it out. Hi, Jasper. Gay punk vampire story. That sounds thrilling. What is Steam's... Fucking Steam is updating. Well, let me play my gay little cat game. Which, again, I feel like there's some Doki Doki Literature Club shit happening in it. We haven't even checked the files. Oh my god, guys, we have not even checked the files. Given how often your stream randomly crashes, I would be in no way surprised your drivers are not in fact updated. I actually do always update my drivers before stream because it was such a big problem for a while. So I actually know for a fact that my drivers are good. Fuck you. Thank you, Night Whisker. I might hit you up because it took me forever to get it set up already. It took forever to get it set up. Jesus Christ. Steam is still updating. Holy shit. I'm gonna play my music again because this is taking its goddamn time. Oh, wait. I think that it might have finished as soon as I unpaused. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus. No. It's still... Yeah. Okay. It's a little less user-friendly than Streamlabs, but a lot more powerful for less CPU usage. That's my goal. It is less user-friendly. It is a little more intense. It's a little harder to get set up. But one of my streamer friends, Hexing Vulpix, was advising all of her streamer friends to move over to OBS Studio because Streamlabs is notorious for paywalling, like, standard features behind their, like, Prime or whatever. It's a subscription service, basically, for decent streaming, which sucks a little. Okay, I think it's almost done. I don't want to have to keep pausing and unpausing the music. Oh, it's going. Girl, help. OBS is open source, so everything's free AF. Hey, that sounds delightful. Okay, perfect date is almost up. Never mind, it failed to start. Error code 83. Hey, what the fuck? Let's open Steam. Let's just look at Steam and see what's going on there, because there might be something going on in there. So let's take a look. I also need to get back to playing Stray. Okay. I also want to look at the local files for this game. Listen, I doubt it's a full DDLC situation. Oh, it's skipping frames. It's skipping frames. That's not good. I wonder if it'll let me swap themes in the middle of stream. Okay, let's test it out. Oh. It's gonna make it lag so bad, I can sense it. There we go. Should be better. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay. That is so annoying. It's survivable, though. Let me see. Let me see. Why is my banner from the... Holy shit. My CPU went down from 80% to 20. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that new theme is way too taxing on my computer. So that's good to know. I will have to change it from being the movie format. I'll have to change it to GIFs. If anybody has like a good file converter, let me know, because I tried to do it on my own and it just did not. Like, the compression was so bad. Is the audio output... No, the audio output capture is goofing now. Yeah. Yeah, Phantom New. And this sucks because my new theme is so goddamn cute. It's just precious. It's adorable. But it's just way too taxing. Okay, y'all can hear the music now as well, can't ya? Oh, the game so would have crashed it. So I want to change it back before, because the game wouldn't even launch, and I suspect it's because of the lack of CPU. I also, all these banners are here. Girl, okay. I'm gonna test the chat. Okay, yeah, so the chat is popping up. I think that's okay. Why is my camera so far over? Do you see what I'm looking at? Oh, no. I'm just gonna move the fucking camera itself, because I don't want to move that box. Yeah, definitely was the CPU issue. So that's good to know. But I tried to change it to GIF format myself, and it super didn't work. The coloration got all messed up. Like the purple parts had pink streaks. No, go back the other way. Girl, help. Girl, help. Also, y'all, I'm getting harassed like crazy on TikTok by people who don't believe ADHD is a thing. Okay, I can't get it to stop. Yeah, I'm not having a good time on TikTok right now, so I have just been ignoring the app all day. Okay. Turn off the fucking banners. Girl. Okay. How's my big screen doing? Okay. Yeah, this looks good. And are my other screens working? Those are fine. Okay, time to launch the game. Where the fuck did Perfect Date go? Dude, where did Perfect Date go? So, okay, Perfect Date data. I mean, none of this looks, you know, spooky or unusual. It's, yeah. That's pretty standard. I'm not seeing anything special or terrifying, you know? It's just a game. So, I wonder what screen selector is. Okay, so the reference script on this behavior is missing. I wonder what that is. Yeah, okay, so nothing unusual here. Because it's not, as far as I can tell, it's not meant to be a DDLC type game. Jasper, I just saw your fucking message. If the game still doesn't work, I'm gonna shit. And I'm also gonna cry a little bit. Okay. Yeah, put it on the left display. Do good graphics. Okay. Please launch. Please launch. Please launch. Okay, so for those of you who weren't here last stream, this game is weird in that it seems very innocent and normal and silly on its face. You are a researcher who has been recruited as an intern for a very eccentric scientist whose name I believe is Popper, something like that. Ass dummy huge disorder. This is so sad. So you are recruited to work for him. You end up being lured to the northern side of the island where there are cats that are not tame. Your side of the island has tame cats. The other side of the island has dangerous cats. You get lured by the cats, by the friendly cats. You get lured to the other side of the island. You get bitten by the feral cats. And now you're going to turn into a cat unless you break, I don't know, a curse or something. Kaya, that is fascinating. Endings I found, Anti-hero and friction. Yeah, anti-hero was I just refused to help the cats, and my character turned into a cat, and that was it. And that first character's name was B. You're given 6 portraits to choose from in the beginning. My character was named B, and his ID was given on January 1st. And then he got turned into a cat and just stayed like that forever. And then you were taken back to the character selection screen, and his portrait was all gone. Like, his portrait was all, like, blacked out. And so the next girl, blonde girl, I named her Tracy. It said that her ID was issued on January 3rd. So the timeline continues. It is very interesting. Friction. What was that one? I think... Oh, that was it. I ended with Tracy. I went on like a single date. Also, the romance options are yeah, these were the ones that I had already. I literally went on a date with a cat as a human, by the way, which I hate. 6.3 total game seen. That's wild. So I guess I'm gonna have to play through every single character at some point because there's only 6 characters. Continue, I guess. Yeah, so they're blacked out, which is scary. I'll go with this guy. I name him John. Yeah, Tracy left the island, completed her research. You're given a little journal, and once you complete 3 research projects, your time on the island comes to an end. And then the next person, it just continues from them finding... Like, they find your journal of notes, so they just pick up your progress. Can you all hear the audio? It's just music right now. And this is just repeating the same, like, experiences that the other interns had. It was a long boat journey. My legs are a bit wobbly as I make my way up the wooden jetty to meet the security guard who's come to collect me. Fuck this guy. I tried to befriend him before, and it did not go well. I rummage about in my bag until I find the laminated security pass I was issued with on the mainland. What day is it? It's every 2 days. Are you kidding? My internship came to an end over like 2 days. I feel like it said that I was on the island for a couple months. I haven't been keeping track of the year, but I think it stayed 2017 this whole time. That's a short internship. Also, whenever you see, like, a creepy glitch come on the screen, that's why I keep saying it reminds me of DDLC. Not every game that involves glitches is like DDLC. It's hard to replicate that game. Please, if a glitch pops up, please clip it on Twitch, because then, and send it in the chat, because then we can watch it back, we can slow it down and read what the dialogue says, because the dialogue changes during the glitches, and it's very creepy. I love it. Good night, Barb. Sleep well. Come on, then. Follow me. I have to walk at quite a pace to keep up with him. He's not the social type, so we trek along in silence until we're in camp and outside a large tent. He's waiting for you in there. Fucking freak. I hate this guy. Glad to have you on board, John. Shall we just go through a few formalities and then call it a day so you can get some rest before you start work properly tomorrow? Sounds good to me, sir. So first, shall we have a little refreshment? He always asks. He always asks this. Water, coffee, or something stronger, perhaps. Whiskey? I'm parched. Do you have water? I'll have a small whiskey. I'm a tea lover. Is that on the menu? I'm going to say water. I'm trying to figure out if my choice of drink changes what happens to me. So far, the same things happen to me every time, so probably not, but I am interested to see if that's the case. There are natural springs all over the island, but we have the bottled kind, too. A bottle of water would be great. I'm not too keen to start drinking from natural water sources until I'm sure that they're not being used as cat urinals. We spend the next hour going through my kit, all typical stuff, apart from my super gadget. It's called a catalog, and it does all sorts of swanky things. It even plays music. I meet some of the local cats and learn how to scan them with it, which was a lot of fun. Finally, I'm shown to my tent to settle in for the night. The same thing's gonna happen. I'm gonna get fucking lured away. Yeah. While I'm unpacking, I find something very interesting under my bed. It's the personal journal of the previous research assistant, the one before me. As I read, I begin to discover that there's a lot more going on here than I was told about. It's hard to believe this stuff is true. Maybe the last researcher was prone to flights of fancy. Still, it makes great bedtime story material, and I stay up reading until my eyelids begin to close. In spite of my best efforts to read to the end, I drift into a deep sleep. I wake with a start. I can hear the rustling of paper coming from the tent flap. It's a cat with something in its mouth. It has the journal! Oh, so it's stealing something different this time. It's run off into the night. I'm chasing the cat at full speed into the forest. I must get that book back. It has everything I need to know. It has everything I need to know in it. I start to feel woozy, and I realize too late that I've strayed into the danger zone. That's the other side of the island. I'm going to be sick. I close my eyes tight and drop to my knees. The researchers were saying that it inextricably makes people, like, super nauseous. And just in general, they fall very ill. Oh my god, hey girl. A calico cat is standing in front of me. It drops the journal from its mouth. We know her, by the way. I pass out. This is gnarly as hell. Ugh, I hate these cats. I don't take pleasure in any of their friendships, in any of their presences. I don't enjoy them. Hello, can you hear me? Are you okay? Here we go again. Move back a bit, let them breathe. Has it been bitten? The Sphinx cat is standing over me, staring as I open my eyes. Yeah, what voice did I do for him? I already forgot. Yeah, it's definitely bitten. Look at its hand. I bring my hand up to my face, and through my blurry vision, I can make out several deep scratches and puncture marks. The cats watch me intently. Is this real? I saw something in the journal about kidnapping. Catnapping. Yeah, fuck you. We're sorry. It was the only way. Girl, have you tried communicating? Fuck you. My head has begun to clear, and I realize that if I can talk to these cats, not only is it all true, but it's already too late. I have the sickness. That turns you into a cat. After a while. They're not a cat immediately, but you know the process has started because they can talk to cats now. A rat speed dating sim? I've played The Ratchler. Please send me the names of them, because I'm interested. We need to have a talk, human. No, we don't. I know what's going on. I've got the sickness. That's why I can hear you. What happens now? That rather depends on you, human. Help the kitties or do not help the kitties. I'm going to help them because I know the ending otherwise. Well, of course I am. You need my help, and I need yours if I'm going to find an antidote. Spoken like a true champion. Well, let's hope it's third time lucky. That should be more than likely. Unfortunately, the last one didn't get very far with discovering what happened to our friends. They didn't make an antidote either. Yeah, it takes fucking forever. I think with their notes to build on, I'm going to crack this. Well, I promise to give it my best shot at least. Hurrah! Respect. Jolly good show. Fuck you. My catalog starts beeping. But right now, I have to get to work. So I think this is the little journal segment. I'm just about to enter... Oh? Ooh, I forgot about these messages. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalog beeps. A message without any contact information. Loose lips sink ships. Oh my god, oh my god. Someone clip that. Someone clip the glitching. I remember reading something about messages in the journal, but I was so sleepy last night, I don't recall what it was. I decided to ignore the mystery messenger for now, or I'll be late for work. I don't think we had discovered who the messages were coming from yet. The professor's already working when I arrive. But I'm not late, so there's no fuss. I'll get through the day as efficiently as possible and head back to my tent as soon as my work is done. I want to get to grips with finding out all I can as soon as possible. God, how creepy. It's always when those messages happen. Okay, yeah. I think maybe recon. So recon allows me to figure out some stuff that's going on the island, but you can't, you know, get any more of them unlocked without completing these. So I don't give a fuck about the cats is the problem. I don't like them. So I can't figure out... Oh? Fragrant pink letters Zane mentioned? I forgot about that. I think he said that's where the orders are coming from. I might have to investigate that. A shipment of supplies delivered. Okay. Or research. The professor has assigned me to work on a special subject. I've already completed cat grooming. Rounding up rowdy kitties. I've already done testing. Oh, they have a lot of, like, weird vials of shit that, like, makes cats grow hair and stuff. I think that it's being used to turn people into cats. I think that it was man-made, you know? The ghost one was called Speed Dating for Ghosts. I'm going to save that. Because that sounds delightful. Yeah, I played The Bachelor 1 and 2, and it's very charming. I think I'm going to do the one about the fragrant pink letters, because that's where the orders are coming from. And it seems like the professor just carries it out, which is foolish. I run through the sequence one more time. I know it by heart, but I'm nervous. I've been watching long enough to be sure that the routine is just like clockwork. No deviations. Well, apart from one, and I've made that work for me. So the boat arrives at 1300 hours. Zane, always alone, talks to the older man, Bob, who hands over the post, while the younger of the two, Joe, loads up the dolly with boxes of supplies. Zane puts the envelopes, never more than 3, into the breast pocket of his jacket. That solves the mystery of why he always overdresses whenever the boat comes in. He then wheels the dolly to the mess tents and unloads the food supplies, then to the lab and unloads the medical supplies, then to the storage hut where he unloads the remaining packages and leaves the dolly. Next, he goes to Professor Popper's tent. If the professor is in, he hands over 2 of the envelopes, keeping the third, his puzzler, in his jacket pocket. If, however, the professor isn't in his tent, Zane makes his way back down to his chair on the dock, drapes his jacket over the back of it, and spends the afternoon on his puzzles before going back again in the evening to deliver the professor's mail. He never lets the envelopes out of his jacket pocket or the jacket out of his sight. So my only opportunity would be to pickpocket the security guard when he takes his jacket off, but that relies on Professor Popper not being in his tent. Luckily, I've ensured, with the help of my feline friends, that the professor will be held up during his out-of-grounds inspection. Usually, Popper just meanders around the inner perimeter of the base camp area and checks that all is well. Most days, everything is, but today, Kibbles and Trixie have staged a little rumpus that will engage him for just enough time to miss Zane's delivery. He is, of course, sat in his usual place, jacket draped over his chair. Hi there, Zane. 127. I suppose we're on first-name terms now. He's numbered the interns. I am intern number 127. Which is really creepy. I have a little something for you. Zane frowns, but does not look at me. His eyes are instead where they always are, on his crossword. I've made you a puzzle! That's so cute. He eyes me skeptically. A crossword, to be exact. It's pretty tricky, if I do say so myself. I created the puzzle using all the cat's general knowledge. Major and McMurphy thought of some particularly treacherous teasers, while Kibbles and Trixie offered some great obscure pop culture questions. Snooty Booty was mostly just trying to get cat treats out of my pocket. I hand the paper to Zane, who's still frowning. This dick's having a whale of a time? Is this a joke? Moby Dick, you fucking idiot. If you don't get that, you're a loser. Oh, it gets harder. Zane peers over the crossword. Why did you make this for me? Well, you know how bored I get, and I like you, Zane. Zane breaks into the first smile I've seen on his face, although small and slightly uncomfortable looking. I don't have anything for you. Yes, he's warming to me. This plan is going spiffingly. Based on the numbering of the interns, the probability that the cats on the island are also all interns is quite high. That is my suspicion as well. Oh, don't worry about that. All I want is for you to complete it. I make my hands do a heart shape while Zane is distracted. I feel stupid, but McMurphy insisted that that would be my signal for him to strike. And sure enough, along he slinks, cool as anything. He winds his feline body between Zane's legs, unnoticed. Zane's tongue is now sticking out, and his shoulders are hunched in concentration. You stuck already? I dart a look at McMurphy to get ready to make his move. He throws me a disconcerting wink. If a cat knows how to wink, this is definitely a human trapped in there. It's not that hard, just this one about the archetypal counterpart to yandere. Oh, yes, that's quite niche. Fucking Christ. Thanks for that one, Kibbles. Of course, he did a fucking... Okay. While I engage Zane, I can see that McMurphy has already reached up, as though stretching against the chair, and nudged his nose into the inside breast pocket of the jacket. Oh, oi, shoot, get out of it! I see McMurphy scamper off, and my heart sinks. Anyway, I'll check back later, see how you're getting on with it. Zane grunts in response. I walked back, dejectedly, to where McMurphy and I had agreed to meet after our mission was over. And suddenly my spirits lifted the sight of a little pink corner peeking out from under the designated rock. So he did it successfully. But the problem is that Zane noticed the cat go in there, so he's gonna know why something is missing. It's no end to my talents. You fucking idiot. I snatched up the envelope, say goodbye to McMurphy, and head to the privacy of my tent. I examine my trophy while the kettle boils. Zane is an accessory to murder, and I really hate that he's so complacent about it. I'm touched by the pretty pink envelope and delicate fragrance and feel suddenly embarrassed. Am I prying into the professor's love life? What has gotten into me, getting notions of secret goings-on and subterfuge? I'm about to put the letter back when I'm overwhelmed by curiosity. I wonder who the professor's secret love could be. What are they like? Woman? Man? Other? Before I can contain myself, I've steamed open the flap and I'm peeking inside. Ooh. It's not at all what I expected, and my previous suspicions come flooding back. This paper is in stark contrast to the pretty pink wrapping. It is a typed message on white paper. Percival, I have been informed of your latest subject. I would rather hear about such things from you personally. It would not be wise to take my silence for authorization. Please keep this in mind for future transactions. I will let this indiscretion slide, but if it is ever repeated, I will have no choice but to deal with you the way I dealt with 124. So I'm 127. Tracy would have been 126. B would have been 125. So they're talking about the intern who was right before I started playing the game. That's so good. That's so disconcerting. As for the project, case study number 6 is asthenic. I don't know what that means. Please act accordingly. P-103 has been unsuccessful. Avoid any further investigation. Lab 09 has received the newest batch, protocol to begin on the 8th. So there are multiple labs. Finally, I trust your new assistant has arrived and is proving to be more helpful than the previous one. We seem to have had a run of bad luck in that particular area. As you know, I do not abide bad luck and will expect a reversal of fortune post-haste. Faithfully yours, 7. I love the ominous numbers. I think that's great. Zane probably picks which ones are going to get got. Listen, as far as getting got, like by turning into a cat, the cats on the island are responsible for that bit. I am going to romance, because I need more lore. Oh! So I already dated Snooty Booty before, or tried to. And that has been closed off to me now. Interesting. Beck said that the way they spelled cara is misspelled, but it means something cute. I have not played Sucker for Love. What is that? Mummy, is that you? Did fucking British people make this? I'm not going to do an Irish accent for him. It's not going to be very good. Shh, quiet, Cara. Come with me. I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. What is it? What's Sucker for Love? It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is. Ah, Cara, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in a forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Cara. I'll be there to protect you. Girl, you are so small. You're so little. McMurphy, you know very well that there's a force field around this island stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. There's a force field. It's an Eldritch Horror Girl Monster Fucker game? Wait. You summon and date girls out of the Necronomicon? Combination horror and dating sim? You know I love that shit. I'm adding that to my list. I am absolutely... People have submitted some of these monsters to monster fuckers before. Oh, some of these monsters are just super sexy. Wait. Oh, I super want to play this game. Okay. That's really cute. The things we have to worry about are the things that are already here. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Cara, what are you waiting for? Play Hello Charlotte first, holds you at gunpoint. Fine, fine, I'll add that to my list as well. I know we talked about that one before and what it was about. RPG Maker game series. I will save that one as well. I followed the scraggy cat. That's not a fucking word. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are. Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Could use a hand, Cara, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and nightclothes are covered in mud and leaves, and Murphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! Ta-da? Can't you see it, Cara? He just dug a big old hole in the ground. I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. That's ominous as hell. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. A butt plug? It's a bottle? That's right, Cara. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul, but I thought I'd share it with you. Thought we could have a kind of welcome to the island party for two. You're a cat. How is he drinking? Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets out a wild laugh. That it is, Cara. This feels aggressively stereotypical towards Irish people. That's like super... Okay. Alright, that's... That annoys me a little. You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. That can't be good for your body. It's not good for any bodies, but it does wonders for the soul, to be sure. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. That's the spirit. They're gonna super get drunk together. Thought it was gonna be... Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I try in vain to get some of the mud off me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. A sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap. Okay, this is cute. This is really cute. I'll give it that. I think that I just had a bitchy cat before. Takes a while to uncork the bottle. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavor, but eventually I succeed. My way. I pour a little out from McMurphy into a leaf, and I saw a fucking leaf. Okay. I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilized. Ugh. McMurphy, what in heaven's name is this? It's definitely cat piss. Don't worry about that, Cara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. No, what's in this? What the fuck is in this? I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang around with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. What? I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow it tastes less terrible the second time around. Hey, John. What's your option? What's your plan here? I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say. Present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. Hey. I'm a human. That's a cat. What's going on here, perfect date? Don't take it harsh. I'm only joking, Cara. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. Anything, Cara. Ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Cara thing. You know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter. Yeah, it's affectionate. Cara is just it's like a pet name. You know, Cara means friend, buddy, amigo. Something my mammy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Hey, flash me your pearly whites. He did not just go, give me a smile. Okay, he was definitely a human man before. I smile at McMurphy awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter. Fuck you! It's a lovely smile to be sure, but you need to grow into it yet. Could I have a little top up over here? Oh, he's like, it like immediately turned him drunk. Okay. Not even a cat boy. Full human right now. I also really hate how his sprite is staring at me. It's really, really creepy. I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I didn't even want to give you any in the first place. Did you not know the cats have 9 lives? And do you want to waste them all on booze? Why not? Besides, the night is still young, and we've only just begun a conversation. Come on, Cara, we've got a lot of chin wagging to do yet. Are you gonna pour or not? Am I about to be responsible for his death? No, the cat is a creepy drunk. This is an intervention. I feel like he's not gonna like that, but I also think that I should probably try and help him get better. Murphy, I cannot, in good conscience, enable your drinking any longer. Okay, here's the thing. I don't have to treat it like it's a sin. I can just cut him off from drinking for the night. You know what I mean? Any longer. Girl, you just discovered that he drinks. Oh, and who made you the boss of me? I'm a vet, McMurphy. I'm doing this for your own good. Oh, and what about your own good, Cara? I can't help but notice you're enjoying my fine vintage. I look at the bottle in my hand and realize I've actually drunk rather more than I thought. Oh gosh, it grows on you, this stuff, doesn't it? Are you coming around to my way of thinking by any chance? Absolutely not. If you want to drink, you're gonna have to pour it for yourself. I plant the bottle down on the floor in front of him. Pour? Murphy pounces on the bottle. Oh my god. So, what I said literally doesn't matter at all. He's gonna do what he wants either way. Pounces on the bottle, pushing it over, and whips his head round under the neck so the liquor is trickling straight down his throat. Whoa, mister. Okay, I know what I'm beaten. I grab the bottle away from him and pour a conservative amount into his leaf. So my choices don't matter. Cool. He laps at it a little before looking back at me as if he has something to say. Ah, gross. I don't like this at all. Say, Cara, have you ever been in love? McMurphy, that second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles slyly. I'm going to take that as a yes. Are you still with them? I'm so uncomfortable. Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ouch. Well, it's definitely their loss. Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We never actually met. You're not saying you're one of those, internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibbles tells tales of? No, McMurphy. Gosh. Oh my god. It was Bowie, okay? I was in love with David Bowie, you know? This feels a bit like a targeted attack. McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. Oh my god. I hate the little art for them being drunk. It looks so ugly. See his eyes so green I can stare for 1,000 years, you know? It's a charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Oh, come on, Murphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I did know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about... I hate how their tongues are just hanging out. I just saw the message that says it looks like a Warrior Cats Flash game. You're 100% right, Jasper. What about you, McMurphy? Who's the love of your life? Don't have one, Cara. Never have. Never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big ol' yeti out in the mountains, all hairy and smelly and alone. Girl, what are you saying? For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool. A lovesick fool. I've had my heart broken more than once, Cara, and each time hurt more than the last, I tell ya. The thing is, though, Cara, I can't remember a thing about any of them. Any of what? I don't know. What were we talking about? David Bowie? Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMurphy, I think I'm drunk. McMurphy is really funny. What the hell have we been drinking? It's super cat piss. Ah, leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. I think I'm gonna vom. Gross. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalog. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey! Who wrote this? I need to get to work. That was fucking wild. Why are all the first dates with the cats really unpleasant? This is delightful. So, can I go on another date with him or does it block me off from him? So, now that I chose him, he's my only option? I'm locked onto his path? I can't play the field? That is interesting. I just can't even go for them. I wonder if it would even matter if these were unlocked. Okay, that's interesting that it just locks me into a single path. That makes sense because I only went on a single date with Snooty Booty in my last run, And then at the end, it was talking about our relationship. And it's like, we literally hung out once. And she made me, like, go get her coconuts and break them open and pour her the water. And she was being really rude about it. It was not a date. But it considered that to be, like, a tenuous relationship. What are you talking about, you know? I'm going to do research. No, Socks isn't getting better. Gotta put my veterinary training to the test. What if you wanted to make a nightmare polycule? Organizing samples, rounding up kitties, special subject. I'm gonna go for the special subject and see what that is. John, I have a very important job for you today. It's quite a tricky one, but you've proven yourself to be very capable, and I'm certain you can handle it. Follow me. I have a little lady I'd like you to meet. It's gonna be another fucking cat. It's not gonna be a real person. The professor leads me to the research lab in the forest, but instead of going in, he takes me to an area around the back. This is our brave little nugget, Ravenpod. That's a warrior cat's name. That's like super a warrior cat's name. She has to be isolated over here, don't you, Missy? The professor reaches into the cage, which is stood on a table, and picks up the tiny black cat that's sleeping inside. Oh, she's so cute. She looks so fucked up. Love that about her. Such a good girl, aren't you? We keep her here, away from the others, because the poor thing is very unwell. Can't you see this nasty rash? Professor Popper holds out one of the cat's paws for me to inspect. It's red and swollen. Ravenpod looks at me with her big, watery eyes, one blue, one brown. They're probably watering because of the medication she's on, but it makes her look as if she's pleading with me. That's interesting that the one blue, one brown thing came up when we were talking about David Bowie's eyes last night. That's interesting. She doesn't seem to be able to eat without assistance either, poor thing. We've been treating her as best we can, but I'm not sure if she'll make it. Perhaps not even to the end of the week. Hey, this is really sad. Thank you for redeeming Sip Sip, Steve-O. I still have a little kratom left. Sip Sip Steve-O in general goes for consuming any nearby substances, so I might also hit my pen. I thought that was powdery. Gross. Hey, how bad are you at your job that a simple infection is about to kill this cat? The professor lets out a sad sigh. I have my fingers crossed, though. We don't give up on any of these cats, do we, Ravenpaw? No, we don't. We're going to try and get you all better. She's such a pretty cat. Her eyes are enchanting, aren't they? She's a very pretty cat indeed. And she knows it, too. You can tell. You know what a pretty little thing you are, don't you? I reach out to stroke Ravenpaw, but she struggles away from my hand. She's getting cranky. I think we've kept Grumpy Pants here awake for long enough. He puts her gently back into the cage and locks it shut. Ravenpaw seems to fall asleep instantly. I hope I didn't distress her. Of course not, John. She's usually very wary of humans before she gets to know them. When I first found the poor thing on the beach, she almost scratched my eyes out in spite of the terribly fragile state she was in. The professor smiles at the memory. Such a little trooper. She was half dead at first. She's gotten a lot better since then. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see her pull through this. I do hope so, Professor. Quite. Now, the reason I've brought you here is because, regrettably, I won't be able to see to Ravenpaw personally any longer. It's a pity, as she is so used to me now, but there's nothing for it. I have been given an extra workload recently, and I need to share out a few of my odd jobs to accommodate it. I thought you'd be the ideal person to look after Ravenpaw for me. Exactly. Jasper, I feel the exact same way. It feels really fucking weird. I don't trust it. Not even a little bit. I'm taken aback that the professors trust me with such responsibility. It's quite flattering until I remember that he doesn't have much choice, me being the only assistant on the island. Every day, she requires a change of dressing, a dose of medication, some cream rubbed into her rashes, and a syringe full of some nutrient milk. This can be quite distressing for her, so I'd like someone with a nice and patient manner to take over from me. Would you be interested, John? Girl, what is the other option? Get Zane to do it? Zane doesn't experience empathy. That will not work. He fucking sucks, by the way. Of course, sir. I'd love to help out in any way I can. That's what I'm here for. Oh, splendid. I am so glad. I think you and Ravenpaw will get along famously before too long. She is such a sweet nature. I love her stupid little ears. I look forward to it, sir. Could you start now? Oh, of course. Tip-top. I shall be in the lab if you need me for anything. Please don't be afraid to give me a shout. I'm terribly sorry to burden you with this so suddenly, but I have a lot of work to do right now. Okay, Professor. I feel a little apprehensive as I watch Professor Popper retreat into the lab. I didn't realize I'd be expected to do everything right now without training or anything. What a shitty what a shitty vet. What a shitty boss. I remind myself that this isn't like an ordinary lab back home. I must try to adapt to the higgledy-piggledy way things are done here. Such a good phrase. Such a good turn of phrase. I take a deep breath. Change your dressing. I can do that. Hello, pretty kitty. I'm very sorry, but I have to disturb you. The small cat lets out a sad mew as I lift her out of the cage. I know, life is unfair. Now where are your dressings? I put Ravenpaw next to the cage on the table. She lays down compliantly. She obviously knows the routine. She has a large bandage on the side of her ribs. I begin to gently remove it, trying hard not to pull on her skin too much. I'm British and this game is too British for me. You're British? That's wild. See, I get the idea that this game was made by Americans who just kind of like use British stereotypes, and based on how they had McMurphy acting, Irish stereotypes as well. So I feel like this was made by Americans, but I might be wrong. Like, Tip Top. I thought this game could have been made by British people, possibly, until he keeps saying, like, splendid and Tip Top and old chap or whatever. That's Americans pretending to be British, you know? Well, I suppose if we're going to be doing this every day, we might as well get to know each other, right? So, hello, my name is John, and I'm quite new here. I know your name already, Ravenpaw. Nice name. I bet the professor named you. He certainly knows how to pick 'em, doesn't he? The cat tenses as I remove the last of the plaster and reveal a scar on a patch of bare skin where the professor has shaved her for surgery. Oh dear, that scar looks very tender. I should clean it, is that right, Ravenpaw? Let me take a look. There are some drawers under the table, and I quickly find some antiseptic gel and cotton pads. Now, Ravenpaw, I'm going to level with you. This is going to sting a bit, but please don't take it out on me. I'm doing this for your own good, okay? Trust me, you do not want the scar to become infected. That would be disastrous. I kind of want to make a game and shove it full of British slang to confuse everyone. Reading some of the, like, slang or worse, like, town names that exist in Britainland, as Shiloh calls it, fucking gnarly, dude. Y'all just make shit up. The cat stays perfectly still while I wipe at her scar. She doesn't even make a sound. I have to say I'm impressed and a little disquieted. Wow, you are a brave girl, aren't you? Well done. This is a real person. When I was a child, I cut my arm in some thorns and had to have antiseptic put on it. As I remember, I screamed the house down. I carefully put on a clean bandage, trying hard not to stick it to her fur. I suppose the medication comes next, doesn't it? What do we have here? I look through the drawers and find a box of pre-filled syringes labeled catatonic. Oh, I presumed you'd be taking tablets, but of course the professor said you have trouble with solids, don't you? Poor thing. Okay, same thing as last time. Don't shoot the injector. I hold the skin on the back of Ravenpaw's neck tight and go to inject it quickly to get it over with, but the syringe is stiff. It takes a lot longer than I'd expected. Ah! I hate that. Again, the little cat makes no response, doesn't move a muscle, almost as if she can't feel it. Good girl. Gosh, you are so tough. You know, I bet you and McMurphy would get on like a house on fire. I have to do my tea shot later today. Actually, I was supposed to do it 2 days ago, and I keep forgetting. I pretty much always do it about 2 days late, which means instead of 12 days, there's usually about 15 days before me doing them. Ravenpaw's ears prick up as if she's heard a rattlesnake. She knows McMurphy. Girl, shut up. Stop talking about him. McMurphy is one of the coolest people. I mean, I was a little wary at first, but he has that Irish charm that's just so hard to resist. You're a human, and that's a cat. The tiny cat's head spins to look up at me. How do you know he's Irish? My heart lurches into my throat. Have you got it? You have, haven't you? You're sick. You've got the sickness. I have a million questions running through my head, but I'm unable to speak. Listen to me, human. You must help me. I suddenly jolt to my senses. I am. I'm trying to help you, Ravenpaw. No, girl, they're definitely poisoning her. Please, don't use the cream on me. It burns. It's given me these red patches. They're experimenting on them. I know it hurts, but I have to rub it into your wounds. Those red patches will get dry and itchy and even infected otherwise. Oh. No, please, I beg you, human. That stuff doesn't help. It doesn't. It hurts. I know it feels that way, but it's helping you. I promise. The professor's been caring for you so thoroughly since he found you. I guess the sack of your treatment went downhill now. That man has only ever hurt me. I knew it. I'm taken aback. The professor cares for you very much and only wants you to get better. Girl, why would you believe him? The cat turns her face away as if she's given up hope. It pulls at my heartstrings, and I pause for a moment. Like today I heard I'd cut off my nose to spite my face. I'm not sure I've heard that one before. That's wild. I am not going to put that shit on her. I know they're doing animal testing. Peanut butter pretzels. Jesus. Okay, taking a big leap here. Going to give you 5 days without this cream, and if I see any deterioration in your condition, it's back to a strict regime for you, Missy, and no complaints. Deal? Thank you, human. I have a name. The achievement I just unlocked is called Secret Desires. Okay. Whatever the fuck that means. This game is so interesting. I don't think it's gonna... Yeah. Okay, it's not gonna let me. Could have negative consequences. I want to know what happens if I pass out. I want to know what happens if I pass out. Oh, it means you do something to spite someone even if it affected you badly. That's a good phrase, actually. I want to ask Miss McMurphy about Ravenpaw, but I don't know that the game responds to my choices that closely. This song has meowing in it. I'm sweltering in the mess tent. Typical for me to get cook duty on the hottest day so far. I step out for a moment and try to catch some air. Psst. I'm not sure if I really heard something or if the dehydration is getting to me. I take a swig from my water bottle. Hey, aren't you going to share, Cara? Oh, McMurphy, was that you psing? What are you suggesting, Cara? I only use the designated litter areas. Murph, you are incorrigible. You know exactly what I meant. Come on, Cara, never mind all that. We have work to do. I am working. I'm supposed to be cooking for this evening. I mean work of the adventuring variety. Oh, of course you do. Ah, come on, don't be such a bore. I'm sorry, McMurphy, but I can't. I'm very busy here. It's going to take hours to defrost and braise this meat from the mainland. Well, if you come with me, you may end up providing a much tastier dish in half the time. What do you say, Cara? You up for the... What is that? Crack? I don't know what that means. What are you saying? You mean I should just bunk off? That's the spirit. Strip off your apron and let's hit the trail. They're such bad influences, but also the professor's the worst and I wish we would poison him. But I just can't. But I can't just... What if someone comes looking for me? Leave him a note. Gone fishing. I knew it. I knew it'd be fishing. Maybe it's the heat, but I'm overcome with a moment of madness. Well, okay then, you wild Irish rover. I'm all yours. Girl! Ew! I didn't like that. For people who are just listening to the stream, McMurphy was like, oh, I like the sound of that. And it wasn't exactly the Hagao face, but they made his sprite do a nasty little face. I hated that. Before I can answer, he slunk into the thickening of the forest behind the clay cooking pits. I whip off my apron and follow behind. So, are we just supposed to pretend like this is normal? I don't know. Wait, Murph, it's too hot to run. We really ought to cool ourselves off, eh? Don't propose skinny dipping. Girl, he's led me up the cliffs, and without warning, he takes a running jump off the edge. I see him flying through the air and watch mesmerized as he cuts through the water. Oh no, Murphy, are you okay? Don't panic, I'm coming. I kick off my flip-flops and shorts and follow him into the water. I'm surprised at how shallow it is and that I'm easily able to stand. He fucking jumped off a cliff into shallow water. Fucking dumbass. I frantically search about, fearing for his safety, and suddenly feeling something brush up against my legs makes me scream out loud. What's that? I look down into the clear water and see Murphy speeding along the seabed like a shark, fast and sleek, suddenly breaking up through the surface with something in his mouth. McMurphy, you can swim? What on earth is that thing? Oh, my, it's a fish. I can see he's smiling even with the sprat in the way. You can fish? He spits the fish back into the water. There truly is no end to my talents, Cara. You can say that again. But I have so many questions I don't even know where to start. Catch your breath, Cara. I know I'm exhilarating company, but you need to exercise a little bit of restraint, or you'll be swooning on me next. Relax. The salt water is very buoyant. I copy McMurphy and we both lie with our backs on the surface. It's very calming and tranquil. I'm finally able to collect my thoughts. I realize I've not had this much clarity in a long time. This is so cool. I know. Trixie took me here first. Calls it the Ponder Pool. That's really cute. Oh, can you all swim then? I thought cats... Before I can even finish my sentence, McMurphy cuts in. It's a common misconception that cats can't swim. As you can see, it's another thing we excel at. So humble, too. As Nana McMurphy used to say, if you've got a trumpet, blow it. What about the fish? Where do they come from? There are no birds or fish on this island. It's one of the first things they tell you in orientation. That's just because they don't know. Don't know what? It's better if I just show you. Come on, Cara, follow me. We swim for a while, with McMurphy leading the way with purpose, and then he stops. Well, notice anything interesting? I bet that you can swim under the force field. Cara means beloved in Latin. That's really cute. The water is much cooler and deeper here. Anything else? Can you feel anything? I stand perfectly still for a moment and begin to feel a strange sensation around my legs, like a warm trickling under the water. Pissing! McMurphy, are you peeing? Don't be so crude, Cara. It's a current. Look over there. I refocus my eyes until they see that what I thought was a rock shadow is moving. It comes closer into focus and realize it's a shoal of small fish darting in and out of one particular spot. I bet it's the gap in the force field because they said that there was a gap and they built the pier like right on it, and that's the only place that the boats can come to and from. I don't understand what I'm looking at. Isn't it enough to just see, Cara? To experience? Do you always have to understand everything? You are so fucking annoying. Well, yes, that's my job. It's who I am, McMurphy. I am a scientist. It's in my DNA to seek to understand. Come on then, scientist. Let's take a closer look. We move closer to the area where the fish are gathered. I put my hand down and realize I can touch them and even pick them up, but something is stopping them from swimming further inland. McMurphy, we need to get going. I'm going to be in big trouble if I'm away for any longer. But thank you for showing me this. I'm definitely going to come back here to try to understand it. I wouldn't waste your time, Cara. It wouldn't be a waste. I'm committed to finding out all I... He cuts across me as I'm speaking. I meant coming back to this particular spot. The fishes won't be here. Oh, I see. It's only at certain times and different locations. It changes all the time. There's no pattern to it either, so you just be sticking pins in maps, Cara. I brought you here because I saw them this morning. Chances are they'll be gone this afternoon. The disappointment must be apparent on my face because McMurphy switches lanes super fast to distract me. Okay, Cara, it's time to strip off. I knew it! I knew it! I knew he was gonna get nasty with it. That t-shirt would make a lovely net. Let's go fishing. Oh, I see. No. I'm gonna go home. You're nasty. I'm about to whip off my top. No, I'm not, when I'm struck by a thought. Hang on, Murph. If I turn up at camp with a little fresh fish, people are going to ask questions. Not necessarily. Maybe no one will be around. But what if they are? I'll be your lookout. Let you know when the coast is clear. Then you can just pop them on the Barbie and wait for the mouths to start watering. That's simple, huh? I usually find that life is what you make it, Cara, and I keep it simple. No, they're still going to eat the fish. It's not, though, is it? For you, do you mean? I can detect a mirth in his voice, and it hits a nerve. Well, yes, for me, because I'm the one who has to take the flake if something goes wrong. And what do you see going so disastrously wrong with a fish supper, Cara? You don't think, when I serve fresh ocean fish, that people will want to know where they come from? If they're anything like you, they will. He rolls onto his back and lets out a loud guffaw. Me and him are not compatible. It is not working. Well, maybe I should just tell him the truth. Tell Professor Popper. What's the harm? Mac rolls over and looks me squarely in the eyes. All humor has disappeared. There would be harm, Cara. Trust me on that. Obviously, I don't mean I tell him about you or anything that would endanger any of us. Just that I noticed this shoal of fishes and I took some for our supper. What's so wrong with that? You really think you could mention a phenomenon like this and that would be the end of it? That he wouldn't start putting all manner of investigations and disruptions in place? You are touchingly naive, my friend. I feel my cheeks burn with embarrassment and I want to hide from him. I dive under the water and swim beneath him, pulling on his tail as I pass. Now that most certainly is a gauntlet. He starts splashing at me furiously, and although I put up a good defense, I eventually have to concede. I give up. I give up. Hey, aren't I supposed to be going home? My choices don't matter. All it changes is like the first 2 dialogue boxes, and then they say what they were going to say anyway. A worthy opponent, but sadly, no match for me. I ought to get back, meet to defrost and all that. No worries, Cara, I understand. We can't all be like you, Murph. Probably no bad thing either. You can't, any of you, be like me. They broke that mold, Cara. Thanks for the fun. Anytime. Fun's my middle name. As I squelch my way back to the mess tent, I can't help imagining how good those fishes would have tasted. Interesting. I don't like him. I'm intrigued by him, but he is a cat. As I walk back... Oh, damn it. Yeah. Passed out from exhaustion. As I walked back to my tent, I started to feel a little faint. My head was spinning, and I started to feel my legs give up under me. Before I knew what was going on, I was out cold. I came to a few hours later in my tent. The professor was standing over me with an uncharacteristically worried expression on his face. I wonder if he's going to send me home or something. Ah, welcome back to the world of the living, John. What happened? My head's killing me, Professor. I'm not surprised. You've worked yourself too hard. We found you collapsed in the middle of base camp. Gave us all quite a scare. I can't say I don't appreciate your desire to work hard, but health comes first, John. I'm having you sent back to the mainland to get some proper supervised rest. What about our research? Ever the hard worker, eh? Not to worry, I'll be able to cope perfectly fine in your absence, and I dare say it won't be long till you're back on your feet again. Although I hope I shouldn't need to point out that this kind of behavior had best stay on the mainland, eh? We were lucky you collapsed somewhere safe. Imagine if you'd been out doing field work at the time. Anyway, I've packed a few of your things for you. Oh, the boat's waiting on the dock. The sooner you're home and rested, the sooner you can be back to work. So I'm able to come back. Interesting. And with that, the professor excuses himself. So I'm sent away. I made my way forlornly to the jetty. I not only let myself down, but all the cats, too. The cats, I promised myself that I would take better care of myself upon my return to the island, and redouble my efforts on finding a cure. I had to admit that I was looking forward to meeting up with my family and some of my old friends, too. Friends like... ... Strange. Even after such a short time, I can't seem to remember much about my life before. That's so creepy. I hate that. I feel like I'm not even going to remember where I'm supposed to live. Joe, the ferryman's son, helps me onto the boat. Morning. Where are we off to? He looks at me suspiciously. Oh my god, I forgot that they kill you! Wait! They killed Tracy! Oh no! Oh no! I knew you were a bit sick, but I didn't think it was that bad. We're going back to the mainland, remember? Of course I do. I don't. For some reason, in this moment, I can't remember. I forgot that the ferryman and his son are responsible for killing people so they can't get back to the mainland. Alright. Say, I never got your name. Mind reminding me? Oh my god, I'm turning into a cat. Oh, that's so creepy. This is humiliating. How can I not remember my own name? Joe smiles. Don't worry, mate. You just sit there for a minute. So if I got too exhausted, I'm turning into a cat? Dad? Bob comes to join us on the deck. Got a problem here, son? I reckon so. Can't even remember their own name. What? Yes, I can. It's... Before I can protest... Oh! The older man has pulled what looks like a gun from his coat and is aiming it at me. What's... It's not personal, John. We just have to take precautions. Can't have any problems reaching the mainland, can we? Girl! Oh, sleep is for the weak is the achievement I unlocked. Also, Chapter 3. It's complicated with McMurphy. My ending achieved is you're stressing me out. How did I not have any successful dates? Well, because I didn't do exactly what he wanted me to every time. Will a date only be considered, like, successful? Like with the first one, if I had poured him more alcohol. With the second one, if I had gone fishing with him. That's the only way in which it'll be a successful date, I suspect. That's annoying. I forgot that they murdered people. That's what happened to Tracy. They fucking murdered her. Oh, no. What should her name be? I keep going with very simple names. Rex, Roxy, Susie, cute. Susie P. I didn't know I could give them last names. No punctuation. Wait. Okay, apostrophes are allowed. No periods or anything, though. No dashes. Okay. I just wanted to see. Accept. Okay. I wonder if my relationship would be continuing, or if the relationship... I suspect that, like, the relationship or, like, romance counter will start over with each new intern. I'm not gonna read all this out loud. If people from the mainland are sending interns over, how do they not notice that they just keep not coming back? And yeah, it's been 2 days later. Okay. Come on then, Skipper, follow me. Luckily, this guy isn't the sociable type, so I can take in the sights without distraction while we whiz along the forest path. It all looks so lush and green. The boss is in there. Yeah, so the intro dialogue is getting shorter, which is nice. Glad to have you on board, Susie. Go through a few formalities. You can get to work tomorrow. Sounds good to me. Little refreshment. Water, coffee, or something stronger, perhaps. Gin. Oh, okay. So my options here are a drop of water, perhaps gin, or a coffee would be welcome. Whereas before, it was water, accept the whiskey he offers, or ask for tea. We weren't able to ask for coffee until now. It's like the FNAF restaurants. Like, why were they still open? They were freshly murdered kids. Exactly. I'm going to get coffee since this is the first chance I'm actually being given coffee. Or given that option, at least. I would offer you Irish, but we're out of whiskey. Unless the gin? Just plain is great for me. The rest of the day is... Why is he trying to get me to drink? The rest of the day is taken up with procedural stuff. Professor Popper is showing me around the island personally. It's nice to get to know him a little bit. He's rather eccentric, but in a nice way. The thing that stands out most is my catalog. This technology is something else. Blah, 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 blah. The professor was insistent I keep it safe, which I intend. Okay. I wonder if they're going to steal the journal again this go, or if it'll be the catalog. Make a discovery that catches my attention. It's a notebook that was obviously written by my predecessor. They left it under my bed, which is as good an invitation to read it, as far as I'm concerned. So, does the professor just, like, not clean out the old tent with everyone's stuff in it before letting someone new come in? Because that would be very disconcerting. Because this is a very messy tent. Just left all their empty bottles and shit. Might be the first draft of a novel, and it's not bad either. They certainly have a vivid imagination. Their bizarre stories about talking cats and other island anomalies. They were obviously very inspired by their surroundings. See, this is the first person responding realistically to their environment. I must say, it's a great read. Imagine if it were true. I laugh at my little fantasy as I snuggle down for my first sleep on Cat Island. Okay, so chapter 4 is already a tiny bit different. Sometime in the middle of the night, I'm woken by an intruder in my tent. Before my brain can catch up with what's going on, I leap from my bed, shouting, "Who's there?" I scramble around for a few seconds before I realize that the notebook has been taken. The next thing I know, I'm running through the forest, barefoot, chasing what looks like a cat. This is insane. A wave of nausea rises up in me, and I realize that I've come perilously close to the danger zone. Remembering the warnings in the notebook, I try to turn back, but my legs give way under me. I close my eyes tight as I hit the ground. Okay, wait, what are my stats? Oh, okay. I open my eyes. A calico cat is standing in front of me. It drops the notebook. Keeps taking the fucking notebook. Girl, cut your losses. What would they do if it got lost? Like, it's a pretty big island. Okay, fair. Yeah, these cats suck. I'm not fucking with McMurphy again. I'm gonna see if Trixie is any better. I'm waiting to find my diamond in the rough. Maybe it's Kibbles, this fucking guy. I'm laying on the sand, surrounded by cats looking down at me. Caught us a live one, blah, blah, blah. The cats can speak. As my brain begins to defuzz, I realize that this is exactly what I was reading about on the novel. Only it wasn't a novel at all. My stomach tightens to a knot. It was a journal. I focus my eyes and pick out the big marmalade cat. Have I been bitten? Well, of course you've been bitten. How else would you be able to hear us? This one's an idiot. Don't be rude. The calico cat turns to me. You know about being bitten? You read the journal? Most of it. Enough to understand what's happening here, Cara? Enough to know you have a choice to make? I look from the cats to my scratched and bitten arms and back again. Help the kitties. The middle one looks like a middle-aged alcoholic. God, so true. Enough to know there's no choice, we have to help each other. The cats haven't done much helping. McMurphy helped me steal that letter, but the others have been pretty unhelpful so far. Let's cut to the chase. We've already done the chase bit. Hush now. What do you need to know, human? I'm still a bit dazed and in shock. Everything? Really? At that moment, my catalog starts beeping. It's telling me I have 15 minutes to get back to camp and start my first day at work. I have to go. Let me get myself together, and we can catch up later. I have a feeling you're going to do very well, Cara. The best one yet. It does feel like they're showing that the established repetitive status quo is about to change a little bit. I kind of wish that I was able to get more work done on the antidote before my time ended. I didn't know that me not getting enough rest would fucking get me killed. I pass out once, and the professor's like, damn, we gotta put this one down. What are you talking about? Jesus. I'm about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalog beeps. It's a message without any contact information. Here we go. In calm water, every ship has a good captain. Hey, can someone clip that? Can someone clip that and send me the link? I think a little code popped up, or numbers or something. What? I don't even... No. I've had just about enough mystery as a person could handle for one day. If you want to be anonymous, I shall take it. I shall take it you also don't mind being ignored. That's really funny. The professor is already working when I arrive, but I'm not late, so there's no fuss. I get through the day as efficiently as possible and head back to my tent as soon as my work is done. I want to get to grips with finding out all I can. Finally, someone is responding normally. Antidote is only 15% complete. We have got to get some fucking research done. Tagging cats. Feeding cats. Roundup cats. Socks. DIY. I'm going to check on the cat. Not Ravenpod, but a different cat. Because I think they've been testing on this cat as well. And so I want to check in and see if they're okay. I'm worried about Socks. None of the treatments so far seem to be clearing up his wound. Cream 116 hasn't helped one bit. In fact, my gut feeling is telling me it may be the cause of the deterioration. The entire side is now swollen and too sore to touch, even with a soft cotton pad. That is so fucking sad. The calico looks like a child actor. True. The Sphinx looks like the old bitchy lady that lives at the end of the street. True. The white one looks like a middle-aged alcoholic cigarette smoker. True. McMurphy is an Irish stereotype. And the Garfield-looking motherfucker looks like they just smoked a fuck ton of weed. They did give him the worst beady red eyes. It's appalling. But they play him like fucking Colonel Mustard from Clue. Very posh and British, though. That's not Colonel Mustard. I hope this intern doesn't just stand idly by while they do animal testing. I decide to ask the professor for his advice. Sorry to disturb you, sir, but I need your advice on Socks. Send pic, please. Of course he texts like that. Happy 16 months. Oh my god.
Happy 16 months, holy shit. Sorry I'm late. I was watching the Phineas and Ferb movie with my roommate. How have you been?
That sounds delightful. I'm glad that you're watching the movie. That sounds very fun. I have been good. I'm on my second week of school right now, and classes are intense. I've had a lot of homework, so I've been having a hard time getting to stream, which is why I'm glad that I was able to tonight. I didn't have anywhere near as bad homework as before. I snap a picture on my catalog and send it to the professor. Yes, that does look nasty. Have you tried Cream 116? I did. Sight worse. Swollen and inflamed. I suggest persevering. Cream 116 can take a while, but will pay off. That feels so gross. I feel doubtful, but resign myself to the professor's seniority. If unsatisfied, try steroid formula in fridge, red bag. I rummage around in the fridge until I find the red bag behind a box of vitamin supplements. Got it. Thank you for your help, sir. I pour the milk into a small bowl, and I'm relieved that Sock seems to like it. I sit with him as he laps it up and keep an eye on him for a while. After about an hour, I'm satisfied that he's sleeping happily and all his vital stats are normal. That's not gonna go well. I can hear Jasper wailing outside my door. So who are my romance options? Interesting. So the ones that have been dated prior are just not options. I think recon is my favorite category. Gotta focus on finding an antidote. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. It's time to run some tests on myself. I'm going to let Jasper in. He's losing his fucking mind. Hey, girl. Hi. Can y'all see him? Hi, Mama. He's taken to sitting on my laptop keyboard, which he's not allowed to do. He always hops down as soon as I show back up. Oh, I shouldn't have put him on this chair. He's so happy to be here now. Yeah. He's so cute. The cream gives me the same vibe of the short film called Cream, where this cream could fix everything, but the government made it illegal because it made corporations lose a fuck ton of money. That sounds very interesting, actually. He's a baby. I'm gonna refill my water. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Shadow's probably going to make me go to bed soon because I have work in the morning, which is smart of them. But I'm going to play for a few more minutes. I've been devoting all the time I can spare to working on antidote for the catification process. Although it's not an entire failure, progress is slow, and I'm concerned that I may be running out of time. This time I did more tests on myself to record excuse me, how the virus is progressing in me and what effects it's having on my body. That should give you some idea of how much time I have left before it becomes too difficult to hide the problem from other people. Oh my god, Jasper is screaming again. Because I didn't keep the door open for him. Holy shit, dude. Hi. Come in. Come on. Come on. Come in. Girl. Do you want in? He's such a bitch. He's just sitting outside the door staring at me. Girl, fuck you. All my homies hate having a responsible sleeping schedule. I'm sneaking around in the middle of the night because I can't risk getting found out by Professor Popper or the Marigolds. Who is that? The only person likely to check up on what I'm doing at this hour is Zane, the security guard, and I'm confident he won't have a clue what any of this stuff means. I start by taking my own blood. Never an easy thing, but trying to find a vein where you're trying not to look. Trying to find a vein when you're also trying not to look is very tricky indeed. It takes several misstabs before I get it right, and I take as much as I dare without making myself feel woozy. My roommate came with a cat, so now I have a cat. Her name is Pee-Pee, and she's the bane of my existence. That's really cute. That's a really good name. That's delightful. Oh my god, hi Ran. I didn't see you come in. I take saliva swabs from the inside of my mouth, inside my nostrils, and my ears, and finally from my groin. I seal each swab in its tube and label them 007. Corny, I know, but it makes me smile. I'm also pretty certain no one will pay much attention to the numbers. Everything is numbered around here, so you tend to go blind to any number that isn't the particular one you're looking for. Next, I tweeze out individual hairs from my head, eyebrows, arms, leg, and groin. Each hair is prepared and placed onto a microscopic slide. Finally, I take clippings from my finger and toenails. Some I prepare onto slides, some I put into test tubes for testing reactivity to various agencies. What? Don't make me close the door on you again. He's still screaming. He does not understand boundaries. Oh, Shiloh's getting on to me. Too bad. I'm quite sleepy by the time I prepared all my specimens, and I'm starting to think that maybe I should freeze this lot and call it a night when I hear something moving around outside. I go and poke my head out, but it's too dark to see anything. Oh my god, he's being so annoying. Hello? Nothing. Is somebody there? Do you want something? This place can be very creepy sometimes. Someone is super here. The little diversion has made me feel much more alert, and with my second wind, I decide to press on with my testing. I work steadily for the next hour and a half before I can draw any conclusions. The short-term test results indicate that not much has changed from the last time I did this. Clearly, I am not progressing very fast, which is a big relief. However, I can see some marked changes from before. Mostly these are based on the rate of cell growth and movement within the nail clippings and hair samples. Everything is growing more quickly. That was something that some of the chemicals they were testing before did, like the creams, I think, grew a lot of hair. I'm a little disappointed not to have seen anything more informative, but I remind myself to be careful what I wish for. I place the long-term test at the back of the specimen fridge and will check up on them in 24 hours. There's not much else I can do now. I clear away all the equipment I've used and leave the place in exactly the condition I found it in. Even Miss Marigold wouldn't suspect I'd been here. I think they're like the housekeepers or the cleaners or something. The Marigolds. Yes, I am turning into a cat. Yeah. I'm heading to my tent when I hear a noise coming from behind me, from inside the lab. I walk back and call from the outside. Who's in there? Silence. I have security with me. I hear how ridiculous this sounds and curse myself for being idiotic. I walk into the lab, put the main light on, and am stunned to see the tests I put in the fridge out of the lab table. This is so creepy. I have no idea what to do, so I just put them back in the fridge, but this time I use the padlock on the fridge door. Nobody ever bothers with it. I've often wondered why it's there. I don't want someone getting at my blood samples. Oh, I super don't have 24 hours. This is creepy as hell. I'm too freaked out. Oh no! I'm too freaked out to think straight now. I need to get to bed. I turn towards my tent, and there's the huge dark outline of a man on my path. It's Zane. He's definitely smarter than we give him credit for. I think he probably knows what the blood samples are, because he has seen 127 other interns come and go. So he definitely knows what it looks like when they're testing, you know what I mean? Evening. Working? Yep. Doing security? Yep. Good night then. Good night. And as he turns to walk away, I catch him say, almost, in a whisper, there's a monthly stock take of the fridge tomorrow morning. I turn to ask what he means. But he's already gone. He's warning me. I realize I'm being given a helping hand, so I go back to the fridge and get my samples. I'll take them to my tent and see if I can't grab some ice from the mess kitchen on the way. Oh my god. That's news. The fact that he's actually helping a little to keep me from getting caught is really significant. That is really good news. Today the marigolds are clearing out the lab's inventory. I should probably be there too. I might find something useful. It's so creepy. Yeah, the interns are getting turned into cats. Not by the professor as far as we know, but once they get bit by the wildcats on the island, there's tame cats and there's wildcats. And the tame cats lead you to getting bitten by the wildcats, so you'll be able to understand them talk and you'll be able to help them because there's like a force field around the island and you're trying to find an antidote. Listen, to be honest, I can't remember why the tame cats need your help, but it seems like they don't like what's going on the island either. And it definitely looks like the professor is doing animal testing, and so I suspect that that's why they're upset. I would personally be upset about that too. We're cats. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to do the shipment recon task. I've been asked to help. This will probably be my last bit for the night. I've been asked to help with the loading and unloading of supplies today. This suits me because I've been itching for the chance to talk to the ferryman and his son. I'm curious to see if they have any useful bits of info that might help me in my quest to find out the real story of this island. Try asking them how many people they've killed. Oh, I'm certain the tame cats are the past interns. I don't have any proof of that, but I'm certain that's the case. Because some of them, like McMurphy, keeps talking about his past and stuff in a way that makes it sound like his relatives are human. They're definitely the past interns. You know, I knew that some of the cats on the island were past interns, but I didn't make the distinction that the tame cats were the past interns. I should try the cataloging research task where it has you tag cats. My bet is that at some point we are going to find out how many cats are on the island or on our side of the island, and I bet it will be the same number of interns. That is my bet. No, never mind. Some of them got shot. My last guy and Tracy got shot, so it wouldn't be the exact number. But I do want to do that tagging task and see if that reveals anything about that. The boat only comes once a week and every other weekend. The weekend deliveries are all the good things. Food, mail, treats, etc. And the mood is always lighthearted. These midweek trips, on the other hand, are strictly work-related and tend to be very early morning when we're all a bit grumpy, or late at night when we're overtired. Today it's so early that the light has only just broken. Zane and I are waiting down on the jetty. They're late. Really? It's only 5 minutes. Bob's never late. It must be quite a long trip, though, to the mainland. You'd expect at least 5, maybe 10 minutes either way. Bob's never late. Bob is dead. You could tag and then count the ones that weren't shot. Good point. Problem is, I don't know how many got shot before my 2 interns who got shot. You know what I mean? So, hard to say. But I definitely think tagging will probably reveal something about it. I remember that Zane isn't one for chit-chat, so I keep quiet and wait. My elbows are ashy. Thankfully, it isn't long. I can hear the sound of the boat's engine before I can see it, and suddenly the morning mist hasn't been burned off by the sun. And since the morning mist hasn't been burned off by the sun yet, Zane straightens up, and suddenly they're here, emerging from the mist like a ghost ship. They've been doing this so long that it only takes some minutes to dock and tie off before stepping aboard. Right? Right. Another man, a few words. I nod to Bob's son, Joe, and he nods back. I guess we're the same age, but he's huge. Problems? A few extra crates. Held us up 5 minutes. Okay, me and Bob will do the shifting. You two do the stacking. Until we come back with the outgoing, you stay aboard and sort out the incoming. Got that, Brainy? He's looking at me. Brainy. I'm totally excited that Zane has given me a nickname, but a little crushed that the nickname is Brainy. I bet he calls all of the interns that to make him to make him feel like he trusts them, to make them feel like they're chill, like they're friends. I see that I'm the only one grinning like a fool. Joe knows what to do. You do as you're told. Okay, girl. They've gone before I can say anything else. Joe's already started loading up the dolly with incoming crates. He's clearly an old hand at this. You look like you've been doing this your whole life. Family business? Move those crates there. They need to go off next. Damn, bitch! He sized up my question, but I'm not sure if it's deliberate, so I try a different tack. You don't go to college then, Joe? Don't be rude. Nope. He looked sad. Did you see his picture in the bottom left? He looked sad. I'm not getting anywhere with this, so I changed to something less personal. Zane said you're never late, which is pretty impressive considering how far you have to come. This is like pulling teeth. How far is it, exactly? Quite far. Joe looks so bummed. Oh, really? And do you stop anywhere else en route, or are we your only drop-off? And suddenly, Joe has stopped what he's doing and is standing toe-to-toe with me, locked onto my eyes so that I can't look away. He's definitely suspicious. Joe is constantly itching to kill people. You have a lot of questions in you. Yeah? My suggestion would be to keep him there on the inside. Don't do no good poking your nose into other people's business. Girl, I'm trying to be friends. I'm shocked by his bluntness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just making small talk. You live with all them cats. Learn from them. Damn, bitch. My heart beats faster. I think he's going to tell me something. What? All cats know. Curiosity kills them. He starts to laugh out loud. I just stand with my mouth open, not sure how to respond. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He's such a fucking creep. And he laughs even harder. I'm feeling creeped out, and I'm really relieved to hear the two older men returning. Everything alright here? They had the crates to be loaded onto the boat. What's up with you, Brainy? You look a bit wobbly. Not got your sea legs yet? We were playing cat and mouse, Dad. Joe is such a fucking freak. I hate this guy. Joe is definitely way too eager to fucking kill people. Bob turns sharply on his son and shuts him up with a look. You don't want to mind him. He don't mean no harm. Best take what he says with a pinch of salt. I see a look pass between him and Zane and get the feeling that there's a lot more going on here than I understand. You need to get back now, Brainy. We can take it from here. Oh, Zane knows to get us the fuck out of here. Once Joe gets that killing look in his eye, the vibes are rancid, I know. Exactly, Ren, but satisfaction brought them back. I want to ask to say, be given another... I want to ask to stay, be given another chance, but all three men are looking at me, and I just turn and slink away. Fuck you, Joe. I wanted to give you a chance, but you're a fucking creep. I don't like that. Okay, definitely need to rest. I can't remember if this progresses the plot at all. I've decided to catch up on some rest and relaxation, just like the professor keeps telling me to, so I've come down to the jetty where Zane usually sits. Today's the delivery day, and as I was hoping, he's nowhere in sight. I sit with my legs dangling over the edge and take out my sketchbook and pencils. I haven't done this in ages. It's so peaceful. I can get lost in my own little world when I'm drawing. I tried doing a couple of landscapes, the mountain range in the distance, the trees of the forest, but nothing is really grabbing me. Then, as I'm daydreaming, staring into the water, I notice the patterns that the ripples form on the surface. They're unusual, I suppose because of the magnetic pull. The effect is beautiful. I end up sitting for over an hour just trying to capture it on my page. That's sweet. That's interesting. Okay. I don't care to romance any of these bitches, really. They are unlocking gradually, though. Okay, I ought to go to bed. Ugh, I know I ought to go to bed. I also ought to try and romance someone, I think, because it could probably introduce more, you know, factoids to me. But, this is so interesting. I also need to check and see if anybody clipped the moments with the glitches, because I really want to see if there was any, like, information or secrets in them. I would very, very much like to see what's going on in that way. This game is so fascinating. Utterly fascinating. I am going to go ahead and raid somebody. Let's find somebody who is streaming. Why don't we find what mutuals are streaming? Ba, ba. Ba-da-da, da-da-da. Maddie Duvernay is playing Codenames. Let's raid her. Thank you guys for popping into my stream, my late night little test stream. I'm going to try and experiment with my new overlay pack to see if I can make it not take up so much CPU. If anybody has any like file conversion websites they like that can convert a video to a GIF, let me know, because I would really, really like to have that option because it is such a cute theme. So let's go ahead and raid Maddie. Thank you guys for popping in. I love you guys so much, and hopefully I will be streaming again next week, although my schedule's gotten a little weird since school and homework has me really busy, but obviously I will do my best because I love this, and I excuse me, Jesus, and I really want to know what's happening in this game. I super want to know what's happening. So I will see you guys next week, probably. I love you. Bye.